random Disney things in the middle of the night that you probably don't care about, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So I'm actually leaving Epcot. I decided to stop over here at Gateway Gifts on 2024 limited release pin, and this references Disney history. It's Donald and the Little Man of Disneyland. And I know some of you are like, Danielle, why are you so excited? Because the pin is representing the 1955 Golden Book, The Little Man of Disneyland, who was the leprechaun that lived on the property before Disneyland was built.
Story time from Disney. If you follow me on a regular basis, you know that I used to be a cast member. That's me. Thank you, Danielle. That was a fine introduction into one of my favorite stories, Walt, Roy, and the Leprechaun. Buckle up. So as we know from the ancient scrolls that were hidden in the rock by Roy E. Disney himself, and the Golden Books. Before Disneyland was put in place, there was a leprechaun living there. Now, as I said in other videos before, the Disney brothers would choose places to put castles based on the magic that was there. Disneyland just happened to be leprechaun magic. You see, Walt and Roy were looking for the perfect place to put their new idea. So they did what any smart businessman would do. Magic man, smart business magic man would do. They looked for a rainbow. They figured if they could find a rainbow, they could find their way to a leprechaun. And then they would take the leprechaun's gold and use it to build Disneyland. Disneyland being their magic-making factory, where they could produce and use magic. So off they went, following the rainbow until they came to a tiny little house. Roy knocked on the door, and out stepped this little red-bearded fellow. Walt said, "Ha-ha! The jig is up, leprechaun man! Give us your gold!" The leprechaun turned to Walt and said, I will give you my gold if you can answer 3 questions. Question 1. What is black and white and red all over? Walt thought about it for a moment, deeply pondering, when Roy punted the leprechaun 10 feet. That's when the magic began to fly. Roy with his ancient magic, the leprechaun with his. Back and forth they went, until finally Walt said, a newspaper. Well, then Walt and Roy and the leprechaun agreed that they could build their magic factory here, on one condition. The leprechaun didn't have to move. So, still to this day, the leprechaun's house lives in Disneyland, tricking guests and eating churros. Basic leprechaun stuff. Bitch!